Houston, our instruments are showing that we have a incoming message from deep space. Repeat, Houston, we have an incoming message from deep space. Houston, we'll begin playing message now. Houston, we're going to try and translate that up here. Hold for translation. Translation complete. We'll begin playing message now.
Hey, it's me, Melissa.
What do you do when the aliens invade? Take a shot of MK Ultra and watch Melissa Jade. Put on your tinfoil hat and tune right in. We got that crime spree, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, a complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Aliens is on the sun or in Area 51. Time travels, unravels, haunted castles, cops are baffled, potential experimental thoughts that make you transcendental. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Crime sprees, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Chloe Moon. Hi, Chicken Shit. Michelle Lombardi. Nana Banana. Poor Linda. Welcome, Poor Linda. Hi, JC. Hi, Aries. I like that. As you move outside of your comfort zone, what was once the unknown and frightening becomes your new normal. Hey, Lala. I will try not to get shocked too much making wax. So you make wax melts too? Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Katrina, my solo in the back. Hi, Kitty Pie. Stephanie. We have Harlot People May of 10 Assholes. Of 10 Assholes says, anyone else here on the spectrum, so I don't feel so alone? I'm not sure, but have you ever watched Love on the Spectrum? Because I've been hearing a lot about that show and how good it is. And I didn't realize the girl I followed is from that show. And I didn't even realize that's how she got famous. Hi, Danielle, Shelly Bean, Barin, Gina B. It's not rocket science, dude. Kathy 4. Meat Feets. Hi, guys. Jennifer M. Danielle. Mama J, I'm so sorry to hear about your health issues going on, and I wish you nothing but recovery. And I totally understand not feeling up to socializing, but we're always here. Hi, Seek Justice. Punksy, Trio Girl Mom. Okay, let me jump back down. Hi, guys. Ooh, what you making, Cutie Pie? Hi, Chase, Earth Angel, Tiffany. Hey, Brandy. So we are in tribute of last week's Conspiracy Live, and you guys requested, yes, we want more. So here we are at the following Sunday, and we are going to continue down our conspiracy series. And what I have for you guys tonight, at least for my planned segments, is 2 topics. We're going to go into the Illuminati playing cards. Put a 1 in the chat if you are familiar with the Illuminati playing cards. And 2, we are going into MK Ultra celebrity glitches. Now, again, this is all stuff I covered very early on in my channel. But we have different subscribers here, some same, some different, some new. And these are topics I love to discuss and I love to hear feedback from. And so I'm excited to go over it with you guys, because if you haven't seen it and you're not familiar with the MK Ultra celebrity glitches or the Illuminati playing cards, it's very, very interesting. Hey, Wolfie. Hey, Rena. Hi, that Michelle. Hazel Eyes. Rena does not love conspiracy, and I do not let her fool you. Shut up. Hi, Tess. Yes, I love the conspiracy stuff. So put a 1 in the chat if you have heard of the Illuminati conspiracy cards. Oh, not at all, Lala. We have a very generous community here, and so many people gift memberships, and that's why everybody is usually green here. We have a really, really awesome, tight community, and very appreciative of it. So I've seen some celebrity glitches, but I'm not 100% what the MK Ultra is. Well, okay. So if you've seen the celebrity glitches, then you're probably just familiar with the videos I'm going to go over. But it's the MK Ultra is more the theory behind it. And that is, if you guys don't know what Project MK Ultra was, if you like Stranger Things, the show Stranger Things, okay, this is the best way I could kind of like explain it. Stranger Things is actually loosely based off of the Montauk experiment. Put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with the Montauk experiment. And MK Ultra was a project the CIA did where they were giving LSD and other hallucinogenic drugs to some willing patients, some unwilling patients, some officers, and seeing what the effects were with mind control. They wanted, and it wasn't just always drugs, there were many different forms of mind control, and ultimately the goal was to make kind of like zombies, but zombies that they could use at their will, because they wanted to figure out how can we control the enemy's mind. You got a membership. Who gifted membership? Thank you, Starlight Angel. See, Starlight Angel came right in and she was so generous and she gifted a membership. And congratulations, Lala. Now you are officially green. I told you. Thank you so much, Starlight Angel. That was so kind of you. Very much appreciative. And congratulations, Lala. And anybody else who received a membership, make sure you thank Starlight Angel. That was so awesome. So, no. Well, okay. It's not like everything within Stranger Things isn't made up. It's loosely based on the Montauk experiment. The Montauk experiment was real. And there was a time where they put people on LSD into isolation tanks. And they wanted to see, when you lose all of your other senses become heightened and strengthened. What becomes possible? How far can you push one's mind? But the goal ultimately is, can you imagine if you can control the enemy you are at war with, if you had access to control their mind? Now, this went haywire. And if you don't know the story of Frank Olson, we could get into it. He was a brilliant doctor who ultimately lost his life. And it's very controversial. And Netflix did a mini series about it, and they incorporated actors to reenact what took place while it's a documentary. I don't know what they're called, but like it's half documentary, half acting. And it's fascinating. It's a fascinating story of Frank Olson. And I've discussed it before on my channel. He apparently jumped out a window, but he didn't jump out the window. Trust, he didn't jump out the window. And thank you so much, Janelle, for becoming a member. We're so happy to have you part of the channel. It's fascinating. So, diving in, and yes, I'm going to need you guys to put your tinfoil hats on a little bit for this episode as far as the MK Ultra celebrity glitches. So, when we are going to be going through videos of celebrities who are caught glitching. And if you don't know what glitching means, essentially the same way that your computer can glitch, we're seeing these actual humans glitch. And usually there's something common that's happening. Usually there's somebody close around them that says a specific word that snaps them out of it, a trigger word. And I know that's really confusing, but as I play the videos, you'll start to pick up what I'm talking about. Hi, Neat Noodle. Good. I love people who are not all on the same page. It's good to have differing opinions with this stuff. Hi, Mrs. Sativa, 87. Cool Gamer, Shiny Pop Star. Oh, awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm allergic to tinfoil. Whatever. Well, if you're under the effects of mind, are you talking about LSD or are you talking about mind control? No, Mark, have you seen Mark? Hi, Alina. Hi, Mrs. Bendover. Have you seen Mark Zuckerberg drink water? He's not human. And he actually said himself he wasn't human and then quickly corrected himself. It's interesting. So, first I'm going to pull up the Illuminati cards because they're not as big of a segment as the MK Ultra celebrity glitches. And then we're going to transition into the celebrity glitches. So, the Illuminati playing cards was a deck of cards that came out in 1995. These cards, similar to The Simpsons, eerily predicted events that took place in the future that had not happened yet at the time. How is it that this Illuminati playing cards so eerily and accurately depicted events that wouldn't come until the future? If you don't understand what I'm referring to and you're not familiar with the Illuminati playing cards, sit back and let's get into it. Here are some of the Illuminati playing cards. One of the cards is the terrorist nuke. The image on this card appears to be two towers, one of which is struck right through the middle by a terrorist. Does this appear to be anything familiar to any of you guys? Because to me, it eerily depicts the Twin Towers. Except the Twin Towers wouldn't have been hit and collapsed as far as 9/11 until over 6 years later. Hi, Nancy Grape. We have the Israel card. We have the Pentagon. On 9/11, two towers were hit by planes in New York City. One plane went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Where did the other one allegedly hit? The most secured building in the United States, the Pentagon. 1995, Elena. It's eerily accurate to events that had not yet happened yet. Hi, Grandma Cece. Yes, Danielle, in the 90s. Yep. So we have some Israel cards. I'm not sure what the joggers is. We have the jihad card. Okay. Nutrition Nazis. Oil spill. I'm looking for ones in particular. Gun control. What are we seeing left and right? What are they wanting to take away from us? Everything is being pushed with this gun control agenda. Martial law. World War III. Now, what's freaky is not everything has come to light yet. But when you look at the amount of cards that have come to light, it's like we're just not there yet. And conspiracy theorists. Now, hold on. Ready? Saddam Hussein. Wall Street. Hey, Andy. Oh, I'm sorry. The Illuminati is inspired by the 1975 book, The Illuminatus trilogy. And the game in September 1981, Steve Jackson and his freelance cover artist friend, Dave, discussed their admiration of the trilogy and latter suggested a game. Let me see. And it went on the market in July 1982. I'm sorry, 1982. Hey, this Mel. The Simpsons predicted a lot. Okay. So I'm looking for... Okay. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So, Combined Disasters Center for Disease Control. Center for Disease Control. Hi, Sarah Bellum. Hey, Riddler. Well, that's interesting. The Center for Disease Control, right? Secrets man was not meant to know. We have the Democrats, we have the Federal Reserve, and we have the Republicans. Gun control, then we have feminists. And then we have the New World Order, Law and Order. I'm trying to look. Oh no, it took me to a different. Can you see this? AMA, Black Activists, Upheaval, Epidemic. I'm trying to, it won't let me zoom in more. Do you see that one? Epidemic. What does it say over it? Quarantine. Has masks. What else is it? Has the mask. It has pills. It has the medical symbol. An epidemic with quarantine written over it. We have censorship, which everything is censored. I even have to be careful doing this type of live with the amount of censorship going on. Grassroots support, botched contact. Now, I don't think we've had an atomic monster yet. Hi, Angie. Did Alex Jones make these? The frogs are gay. That's my Alex Jones impersonation. Albino alligators, which do not be surprised, because just like the Simpsons predicted a three-eyed fish that would later come to life. Simpsons predicted a lot. Did you know that in that entire free world, there has been a growing number of excess deaths that has not abated since the world locked down? I find that so fascinating. Assertiveness training. I'm looking for... Okay. Terrorist news, Pentagon, epidemic, emergency powers, military industrial complex. Which president of ours warned us about the military industrial complex? I'm pretty sure we were warned. We were warned a lot about the military industrial complex. Hi, Katy K. Hi, Crichton. Hi, Callie Glitter. The Kaleidohope, the Simpsons have predicted a lot. There are albino alligators. They don't survive very long in the wild, but survive on farms. So interesting. We were warned about the military industrial complex, guys. Scandal, Secret Service, Supreme Court, Texas. I'm looking for... Okay, hold on one second. Let me try to do it like this. Fruition. Okay, hold on. Exactly, Chloe. These cards predicted Trump in office. I see you, Claus. That's my first comment I see, though. I didn't see another one. So this one says the 1990s card game that predicted 9/11, Donald Trump, COVID, and the Capitol riot. So there's our terrorist nuke. An out-of-print multiplayer card game that first appeared in 1994 is continuing to attract interest and unease online over its apparently eerie ability to predict major global events, from 9/11 to the election of Donald Trump to the coronavirus pandemic and the failed insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Hi, Mrs. Mom. Hi, Marianne. Illuminati New World Order was released by Steve Jackson Games and cast the player as a puppet master pursuing world domination on behalf of their chosen mythic secret society. The game, offering a choice of the Bavarian Illuminati, the Discordian Society, the UFOs, the Servants of Cthulhu, and the Bermuda Triangle and the Gnomes of Zurich. The goal of Illuminati, spun off from the same company's 1982 board game that was in turn inspired by the Illuminatus trilogy, is to develop and consolidate a power structure through which to rule the globe from the shadows on behalf of your chosen order, manipulating society and dealing out apocalyptic blows to your opponents as you go. Maybe the Illuminati are behind this game, Mr. Shea wrote on his introduction to the original game's rulebook. They are, by definition, behind everything. Hi, Rebellious Rose. Hi, JD Wells. So Here's our charismatic leader. Speaking of Mr. Trump, there's a charismatic leader card that features a blonde-haired demagogue addressing a crowd of adoring supporters in a seemingly uncanny forecast of the reality TV businessman's rise to power. Amusing, given that he was a bankrupt Atlantic City casino impresario at the time of the game's launch, with very little prospect of being taken seriously ever again. So at the time that these came out, Trump was nowhere to be seen ever rising to what he rose to. Hey, Shay. There's a Hillary Clinton card in the deck and a tree-hugging Al Gore. Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein makes an appearance, and there's a particularly gruesome card anticipating the advent of militant political correctness, now a regular bugbear of Fox News and the rest of the conservative media ecosystem, which portrays two hanged men holding signs announcing their crimes. So we also have our Hillary Clinton playing card. Oh, Hillary. Here's our epidemic. Quarantine. Disaster. This is an attack to destroy any place. Look at that. You see the mask, the glove, the vaccine, pill bottles, disinfectant, quarantine, epidemic. Well, let me see. Was Hillary holding a noose? Or a whip. Is that all the cards they showed? Well, then that failed. That wasn't. I was trying to see. Okay. We had the tidal wave card. In 2004, we had the tsunami. Agent in place. Alex Jones. SMOF. Alex Jones and Ron Paul. We have the Eliza card with the Elisa Lam mystery. We have the, I can't read that, Unmasked with Anonymous. Lady Gaga with the Deprogrammers. Kind of looks like her. Conspiracy theorists. There's Glenn Beck. Eerie depiction of him. We have the Hurricane card, which we then had Hurricane Katrina, August 28th, 2005. We have a Howard Stern Showmaster card. That looks eerily like Howard Stern. We have the Imposter card, John Kerry, which is in the Prophecy Club. We have the CFL AIO, which I'm not really sure, but it says like strike and everything, and this refers to it as the truckers who shut down DC. And then the International Weather Organization, which was HARP, which would come to be HARP. And if you don't know what HARP is, HARP controls the weather. Did you know in certain countries they arrange it to rain every week? Did you know that? Interesting. So there's a lot of those cards that eerily predict events that had not happened yet that would eventually come to happen in the future, like The Simpsons. So then I want to move on to, let me pull it up. Okay. So there's different type of glitches. The glitches that I'm going to focus on today are MK Ultra celebrity glitches, but we could focus on other ones moving forward, like reptilians, shapeshifters, caught on camera. And if you don't think there's videos out there, there are videos out there where like news broadcasters' eyes will become slits like reptilians, like their pupils will become slits, or their face. There's this one video of a security guard of, I think it was Obama, and his face was morphing. His skull was more like, it was shifting shapes. It was the craziest thing out there, and it's really hard to find that video still. But we're going to focus on celebrities who were caught glitching. And yes, Al Roker is one of the famous ones, Little Star. So when I say glitching, it could mean that they could kind of totally go, they're there, but they're not there. And it's like usually a word is said, and the moment that word is said, bam, they go blank and they freeze. And it's not until their handler will say another word that will snap them out of it, and it'll be as if nothing happened. A lot of people theorize that that's because these are puppets. These are people who are under some type of MK Ultra mind control. Now, it depends on how deep you want to go down the rabbit hole, because if you want to go deep down the rabbit hole as far as contracts regarding consciousness, we could go there, but I'm going to try to go easy, at least as far as introducing this to you guys, because there's something up. Now, whether you think it'll be X, Y, or Z, that's another debate. But this rabbit hole goes pretty deep, and there's been a lot of celebrities who've actually spoken out about it, and it goes hand in hand with cloning and clonade. But we'll start with just the glitches caught on camera for now, because I don't want to scare you all away. So our first one up is Mr. Marshall Mathers, better known as Eminem. Eminem was on ESPN one night with two broadcasters. He completely zones out. They're talking to him. He's there. His mouth is dropped open. You can see in his eyes, he is not there. And then out of nowhere, he just snaps right back into it as if nothing just happened. It's up to you to take what you want from it. A lot of people say, oh, he just dozed out. Oh, like it was this. Okay. We're just going through the footage though. No, I don't think so, Kathy 4, because when he snaps back into it, he's fine. He's fine. But he went somewhere else. It was almost as if your physical vessel becomes your mind becomes dormant, and it takes a handler saying a certain word for you to snap back into it. That's what would happen with mind control. They program your mind to where when I say this word, you stop. And you just kind of go stagnant, and your mind isn't even there. And then when they say this word, you go right back into it. And again, there's a lot of theories of why this would be happening, but that's very deep. So we'll just start with going through and analyzing the footage. So this is Eminem on ESPN.
Introduce Marshall Mathers. Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's going to join the Saturday night crew with our music intro starting next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere of one of his new videos called Berserk. Take a listen. It's headed for the top of the charts. So was that the great Rick Rubin who was helping produce that with you, Marshall, when you did that?
Yeah, sorry. Live TV. Live TV freaks me out a little bit.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was the question?
That was Mr. Rubin, one of the all-time greats producer. Huh? How long does it take you to shoot a video like that? How many takes and how many hours?
He just snapped right back into it.
Sometimes it's usually like a 2-day process. Sometimes you can go.
But please keep in mind, they cut that video. So he stood like that while they played his new video. And when they came back, he was still like that. Like, watch again. They just cut that little part out so you didn't have to sit through the whole music video. But look.
Introduce Marshall Mathers. Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's going to join the Saturday night crew with our music intro starting next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere of one of his new videos called Berserk. Take a listen. It's headed for the top of the charts.
They play it, but now they just cut it out.
So was that the great Rick Rubin who was helping produce that with you, Marshall, when you did that?
Yeah, sorry. Live TV. Live TV freaks me out a little bit.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was the question?
That was Mr. Rubin, one of the all-time greats.
So, weird. Drive safe, Shy. Weird. But there's a lot of people who say, oh, he was just this, he was just that. Okay, that's your opinion. But when you see enough of them, you start to go, huh. Okay. Our next one, I'll just do a compilation right now and we'll go through a compilation. Okay. Oh, this one bugs me out. This one, I want you to pay very close attention to her eyes. You won't be able to miss it. You won't be able to miss it. Okay, Harho. That's total. If that, like I said, there is so many of them. Now, is it logical to believe every single one there's some deep thing going on? No. I'm sure there's a portion of them that are explainable. But then there are others that aren't explainable. And there's a whole bunch of conspiracies behind it. And let me be clear. I will cover conspiracies. Even if I don't necessarily believe it, I will cover it because this is what a good amount of people will believe. But I'm telling you, there's some that are like, nah, there's just something not right there. And it's up to everybody to make their own opinion and form their own opinion as what that deeper issue is. Oh, the Al Roker one, yeah, that one is weird. And then not only when he zones out, there was a segment where he and other broadcasters went under mind control from a hypnotist, and the other broadcasters, they were giggling the whole time. They couldn't do it. Yet Al was deep under the hypnosis, as if his mind has been trained already. And people like to think it's a long jump as far as MK Ultra mind control. No, it's happened. Go read the CIA released documents. So they make you look crazy if you even suggest something like that, that is the agenda. That mission accomplished. But this stuff is going on, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. All of these documents have been released and leaked out, and it's happening. It's happening. Okay.
Emotions.
Take a look at
business
Kiki's
aside,
eyes.
separate the two, and you don't know how to do that. So that's where I come in, and I keep your emotions, and I deal with your emotions over here. But when it comes time for business, I implement what you told me on the emotion side into handling it in a professional manner.
What's
Because
going on
sometimes
here?
it's hard for you to
Did you see that? Tell me what's going on with her eyes. Look at that. Look at that. What's happening? What's happening? Okay. Weird. It's weird. Botox, cutie pie. Well, Botox will make your muscles no longer really work, but that doesn't appear to be Botox. She could have Botox, and that may be why some of the face may not move, but her eyelids themselves shouldn't have Botox in them. But that was weird. Now the next one, I'll be honest, the next one is Lady Gaga. I do not personally believe this is a MK Ultra celebrity glitch. I believe Gaga is a performance artist, and so she is going to do weird things like this because she's always performing. But some people genuinely believe that no, there's something deep going on here. So I'll still play it, and you guys can have your own opinions.
manner, because sometimes it's hard for you to
So she's moving insanely slow to the car while being surrounded by paparazzi. I think, like I said, Gaga is a performance artist, so I'm more inclined to believe with Gaga that she's performing the same way that there's method actors. And if you're not familiar with what method actors are, hold on. If you're not familiar with what method actors are actors who, even when they cut in between takes, they never leave character. Heath Ledger was a method actor. When he played the role of the Dark Knight, he never left that role, even when they weren't filming. And so Gaga kind of reminds me of a method actor, but just in a performer. And so at least with her specifically, I think that there's a good chance she's just performing rather than some deep conspiracy with it. Now, the next one is Beyonce and Jay-Z at a basketball game. You'll be able to see that Beyonce looks, she's not there. She's swaying back and forth and she's looking around, and it's just very odd, peculiar behavior. See, she's just like swaying, which maybe she's just singing to herself. Perhaps. I don't know. It's just weird.
I go on the backside, Isaiah Thomas. But it's
Okay.
just
This one. This one is weird. Okay? This one's weird. This one, I don't know who the basketball player is, but they're on live TV. And the guy to the right, similar to Eminem, is zoned out. But he's not only zoned out, he is holding this basketball. He's holding this basketball with his hand. And maybe because he's experienced in sports, I don't know. And I don't want to just go for the drugs, guys, because I don't want to make accusations and stuff. So I'd rather just focus on like the glitches themselves, or what your opinion may be. You could just say like something else, you know, like, but as far as holding the ball, maybe he's familiar. Like, do you know how hard it is to hold a basketball with just your hand and your fingertips? So I don't know how big this guy's hand is, but you'll see the way he's frozen and the fact that he could just hold this basketball with his fingertips and not drop it is crazy. It's crazy.
I go on the backside, Isaiah Thomas. But it's just going to be, you know, they're going to give it a run, but, you know, it's just going to be hard to beat the Cavs right now. What you think? Yeah, I got to go with the majority. You know, they're on a mission
The
right
guy to the right.
I guess they want to show the public that last year wasn't a fluke for us. You know, we're here, we're for real, we're for real. Speaking of, sure, that's 2 Chainz. You got a shot, 2 Chainz.
So he's just looking up. They tap him.
Speaking of, sure, that's 2 Chainz. Speaking of, sure, that's 2 Chainz. You got a shot, 2 Chainz. Got a shot. Let me see that shot, dog.
And then just, what was that? What was that? I'm impressed that he could hold with just his fingertips. That was impressive on its own. But like, he just checks out. He just checks out. So I don't know.
You need to remind yourself that you need to focus.
Ugh. I didn't know that there was a mark in here. But there's another mark in here, so I don't know which one this clip is. Maybe this is the one where he admits he's not human. I'm not sure yet. Let's see.
And try not to let stuff bother you as much as possible. But it is going to bother you because you're human. And I was human. I am human still.
Yep. He says things are going to bother you because you're human. And I was human. Well, I am human. I'm sorry. What'd you just say? What'd you just say? You said you were human? What?
Remind yourself that you need to focus and try not to let stuff bother you as much as possible. But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still.
Was it an innocent mistake? Maybe. Was it a subliminal, like a little slip? Maybe. But if you ever seen Mark Zuckerberg drink water, this will make you go,
But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
I was human. I am human. Still. But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
Privacy thing, and I thought that was a fascinating
It's
answer.
okay. You want to take off the hoodie?
No, I never take off the
I know you don't. There's a group of women in the audience that wish you would.
no.
Girls?
He's pouring sweat. He's pouring sweat. Yet he refuses to take off the hoodie? That's weird. Why?
Whoa.
All right.
Sorry. That's okay.
Can you explain what this instant personalization thing was that you did, and why you did it? What's the value of it to your users?
Maybe I should take off the hoodie.
Take off the
Go
hoodie.
ahead.
I'll take it. Go ahead. Here. You get something. You all right?
Yeah.
This is a great moment in internet history.
What?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with the mic?
Put it on your.
Put it on the collar of your t-shirt. You want some?
You need some help? All right. Mark?
Sorry about that.
Okay, come on, Mark.
No.
We're not even yelling at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to yell at
No, of course not.
Wow.
That is a warm hoodie.
Yeah. No, it's a thick hoodie. It's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What?
Oh,
my
really?
God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a look. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret
Cool.
vault. Look at that, making the world open and connected, stream graph platform, and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. Oh, 2010.
No, it's 2010.
Oh no. This weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. Oh my God, it's like a secret vault.
So they're showing you if you look in the middle, it has the Illuminati symbol with the shapes that it makes.
This weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. Oh my God, it's like a secret vault.
People of Australia are
I don't think this one is a good compilation, but this one is with Kourtney Kardashian, and she's on live news, and they're having a conversation with her, and then it seems like she's talking to someone maybe off camera, and then she just spaces out and like doesn't respond to them. Now, this one I could think of a more logical explanation. I think that the Kardashians have been well trained in public speaking and things like that, and they have people standing right next to them, and if they say, hey, don't talk about that, they'd rather go silent and look like an idiot than say something they're not supposed to say. So I'm more under the belief that this was her just going safe and not saying anything, but it's still weird.
of our show, we were very empathetic about what happened and very sort of horrified. And so we were wondering, how is everyone going? How's Kim doing?
What? Okay.
someone talking to you?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering
It
how
just
everyone's
came
doing.
in.
Hello, Courtney. Have we lost you?
Bad news for the Obama administration.
So someone can be heard, you will stop talking. And she just stops. And I think it's more trying to show that there's always someone in control. But it's weird. It's weird. Now I'm not sure what this one is, so hold on, let's see.
We have this new CNN ORC poll, which is quite a turnaround in
You know what? All right, yeah, this is an old compilation. I'm not going to play this because this one, she had a medical issue that happened on the stream, so it's not a glitch, and I don't want to play it because it was a medical issue that she had. So I'm going to skip past that one. Now, this one is a news broadcaster who is just completely zoned out. Now, we've talked about this a lot with Letitia. You do dissociate. People dissociate all the time. I think she did have a stroke, Amanda. I know it was addressed and it was a medical issue, so I don't want to play it because it was a medical issue. But I'm pretty sure it was a stroke. And so her speech became very slurred and her words are going backwards. Definitely not a glitch. Absolutely a medical issue. Now, this news anchor appears to have dissociated. Everyone dissociates, usually just for a few seconds at a time, though. And this, usually you dissociate when you're driving, and then all of a sudden you'll snap back into it, and you'll be like, oh crap, did I pass my exit? Like, what was I just thinking of? This news anchor, even though she's waiting for her cue to go on air, is clearly dissociated.
I'm sorry. I was in a trance.
Yeah, what control there? Yeah, it's a difficult title.
This one is Bruce Willis. I don't remember what happened with Bruce Willis. So hold on.
Good. Good.
Okay, I'm going to skip past the Bruce Willis because I don't want to do any ones that are most likely health related. Okay, so does anyone remember when Britney Spears did this interview with Sawyer? This interview was creepy. She wasn't in a good space. She wasn't in a good mind space. And oh, I know that, but these are old clips. That's what I'm saying. This is a compilation. But back then, I don't think he had a diagnosis, but now we know. And so that's why I don't want to go through anyone that's clearly a health related thing. This one, I know, I feel so bad for Bruce. He's so handsome. And that's what I think it was, this Mel. That's what I think it was. I think with this, I don't think this is a good compilation of the MK Ultra glitches because these aren't really, a couple of them in the beginning were, but these aren't really glitches versus this should have been titled just weird moments caught on camera with celebrities, because these aren't the glitches I was talking about, but I have other videos. So, but this one, I think Britney was in like a bad mental place, and the line of questioning Sawyer was asking her caused her to probably dissociate, and this other persona stepped forward. And not even to like even point it out as a glitch, because I wouldn't consider this a glitch. I will show you a Britney Spears glitch next, though. But this, I think it's good to note and watch just so you can understand how the mind works. And clearly this line of questioning was very emotional and triggering for her. And watch how her brain kind of went to a place to protect itself.
Test a lot of people. Illness in the family. A breakup. This spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strawberry. Yeah, it was a weird. Ew. I don't know where it's going.
Now it's really, really sad. And I think Britney was really struggling with a lot. But right there, what her brain did, in my opinion, and I'm not a doctor, but the way, like, because a lot of people mistake that for a glitch. That wasn't a glitch. That wasn't a glitch. So that shouldn't be in this video. That was a defense mechanism of her brain. That was a defense mechanism of her brain that couldn't handle. You see all of this emotion that just came out? That initial reaction was the brain's way of trying to escape that moment. And she was trying to get control to not break down. And it all came flooding out. And when you're on camera and stuff, there's a lot of pressure to like keep it together. Yet the more pressure to keep it together it is, the worse it kind of comes out. It's kind of like, have you ever been in class and you could feel a cough coming and you're like, I don't want to cough. That's so embarrassing. I don't want to hack in this classroom. So you hold in the cough and that tickle becomes worse and worse and worse until it full on goes like, you know, that is kind of what it's like on an emotional, mental level. It's trying to hold in that tickle cough in the classroom. Yet the more you try to fight it, the worse the cough comes out. That's the best way I could probably explain it, but I would not define this at all as a glitch. And then it went into Britney stuff. Yeah, that video wasn't good. Now this Britney video is people believing Britney isn't Britney. Britney is being, because she posts a lot on social media, yet some of the videos that she's posted, people have noticed oddities surrounding it. Like this one. This video Britney posted of herself singing and dancing the way she normally does, except when her hand slides across her face, for a split second, it is not her face. It is not her face. It's somebody else's face. Now, whether this is some type of technology, whether this is somebody who's impersonating Britney and they superimpose Britney's face over it, it's weird. But if you haven't seen this clip before, it is weird.
This video on Britney Spears' social media actually a different person pretending to be.
Did you see that?
Is this video on Britney Spears' social media actually a different person pretending to be?
Did you see that? Let me slow it down. Watch when her hand comes down. That. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's not Britney's face. And so it's almost as if that's not Britney, versus somebody using a filter. And we all know, like, if you cover your face, it takes a second for the filter to realign with your face, or it's a video that in post-production they put into editing, but then it makes you ask, you have to ask why. And there's been a lot of things in Britney's videos like this that people have questioned, but it's super strange because this is just something she posted on her Instagram. Look at that. And then it jumps right back. So is that even Britney? This was more recently, Harlot. And I'm so bad with time, my perception of time, but I would say maybe a year ago. Oh, yeah! Sorry, I got excited. Tess said it happened last year, so I'm like around the right time frame. Yes, Harlot. Yes. But, like, you can't deny that that wasn't her face. You know what I mean? So, like, why? You don't see it, Solo? Hold on. Look at the eyes. Really quickly, when she slides her hand down, it's like a filter comes off. That's not, that wasn't her eyes a second ago. Look. Those are a different color and everything. Look at her eyes, dark brown with the smoky yesterday's eyeliner under her eyes and her waterline. Look at that. That's not what? That's not the.
She a different person pretending.
See, it's just weird. It's weird.
On Britney Spears' social media, actually a different person pretending to be her. We came across multiple different theories, including that this is a green screen background, even though Britney has taken multiple videos of this spot for years, and you can clearly see the background changes. Then there's this one.
Somebody's been using a filter to look like her, and I'm about to prove it.
Which is weird since, as she points out,
this is a blue-eyed person.
And Britney is not. This also is how TikTok filters can work, but I wanted to check it for myself. So I grabbed the video this theory is based on and compared it to Britney's original reel. They line up perfectly, except this one doesn't have that different eyes thing. The quality of their video is better than mine, which is maybe why you can't see it. I tried out different ways to get better quality until I began wondering if this quality is actually too good. I started testing out filters until I came across TikTok comments suggesting Rimini, an AI photo and video enhancer. I grabbed my own account, put in Britney's original video, and sure enough, these different eyes appear. So yes, there is a filter here, but it's not evidence of a fake Britney.
Interesting. See, this is why it's scary with where technology is going, because you can't tell. You can't tell. Now, this isn't a celebrity, but this is an interview with a man and his son on the news. Hi, Moody Mary. Now, the son is adorable. It's so cute, and at first glance, you may not notice anything. Except when you start to look at the dad when the son is talking. And you'll notice something really peculiar occurs. Okay? So watch.
Kids on TV, they scratch, they sigh.
And the reality is,
they love to make faces, but that isn't why this interview by Fox's Neil Cavuto was pronounced creepiest thing ever by the blog Mediaite.
So this news segment was voted and deemed the creepiest thing ever for like a news segment. Okay? Watch.
wasn't what the kid did. It was his dad.
What are your friends saying when they see you on TV?
I don't know right now.
Did you notice the dad's lips moving? Sort of like a bad ventriloquist? The boy is 5-year-old Hudson Hay.
Did you see when the little boy started talking, the dad perfectly moved his mouth saying the same thing the little boy was saying? Watch.
Was his dad.
What are your friends saying when they see you on TV?
I don't know right now.
Did you?
What the hell is that? Now, I would say it's been rehearsed, but that little boy, like, they didn't know that was such a random question. That wasn't a rehearsed question. What do your friends think? So how could that dad perfectly align his lips to say exactly what his son was saying? That was freaky as hell.
Wasn't what the kid did. It was his dad.
What are your friends saying when they see you on TV?
I don't know right now.
Did you notice the dad's lips moving? Sort of like a bad ventriloquist? The boy is 5-year-old Hudson Hinckley, who did a cute political commercial for his dad, a Republican from Rhode Island, running for the U.S. Senate.
This is the national debt when I was born, and this is the national debt when it is now. Yuck!
But when they were interviewed by Cavuto...
But Hudson, are you worried about our debt?
You worried about paying back the money?
No.
But what do you expect? The kid's 5. The creepy part, the part that made Mediaite's writer want to go wash my eyes out, was watching the dad when Hudson was asked what he wants to be when he grows up.
I want to be in the war and save the country.
When we showed...
What in the Elmer Fudd? What in the Elmer Fudd is that? That's weird. That's weird.
The clip, everyone had a theory.
He's already told him what to say.
It looks like they're both reading from the same script or teleprompter.
I want to be a good senator.
Really?
Oh my God! I mean, like maybe it's a teleprompter? Does the 5-year-old know how to read all those words? And it seems like a very casual interview. Those types of questions wouldn't necessarily be rehearsed, but it lines up even with like the ums. You know what I mean? How do you predict an You can't predict an It just ums. That is weird.
It reminds me of like a stage mom. They rehearse it and then they see their kids on stage and they're like, say exactly what I told you to say.
Why were you mouthing the words that he said?
Well, not sure. I was obviously we were both a bit nervous because it was the first time we did national TV. That's all. There was no conspiracy theory. There were no cue cards.
A psychologist told CNN this type of repetition can happen when someone is anxious about how a child or a spouse is being perceived. Some suggested it might be a verbal tic, the involuntary tic of echoing.
God, no. I've done hundreds of interviews myself. It was just the first time I've ever worked with a 5-year-old live. So obviously it didn't go as planned, but I live and learn.
And if it all feels a little bit like a ventriloquist act, say Maxwell and Hugo.
You'll tell them it wasn't my fault. What sort of dummy do you think I am?
At least Hudson and Barry survived the interview, unlike Hugo. But read my lips, no more interviews together.
This is real bad.
Ginny CNN.
That's just so weird, right? I don't know. If the dad's even saying there's no cue cards or prompters, well, that's worse. That's almost worse. Okay. Hopefully this one is better because I didn't really like the last compilation. So let's see. It says 10 celebrity mind control glitches caught on camera. Here is the infamous Al Roker interview. Al Roker, I don't know, was he NBC? I don't know what news station he works for. But during an interview, there is a specific like word that was said, and the moment that word is said, Al just zones out. And he zones out for a long time. A long time. And then it wasn't until Holy Ghost, like they said the word Holy Ghost, and then Al snaps right back into it. It is so weird.
He's on many shows, including The Today Show. Well, one day on The Today Show, he was presenting with Matt Lauer and his other co-host. They're all talking, joking around, and having a good time. All seems normal until his female co-host says Holy Ghost. That is when Al freezes and stares directly into the camera. He gives a strange blank look and does not blink or move for absolutely ages. His co-hosts continue talking, but he freezes in that same spot. It's a very creepy video as it seems he's staring right into your soul. And others pointed out it's quite strange how he does this as soon as his co-host says the words Holy Ghost. It's a popular theory that celebs controlled by MKUltra have trigger words. When these words are heard by
Are they not going to show it? Hold on. Then let me show it. Hold on. Here we are. Let me show you. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Real awkward. That's exactly how you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies. Exactly. You gotta make it real awkward. That's exactly how you have to have a certain amount.
Damn it. Hold on. Wrong one. Hold on. Okay.
Like this. You gotta make it real awkward. That's exactly how you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies. Exactly. You're high.
Yeah, it's like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost.
Leave room for the Holy Ghost.
Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away. The king of
Look
rock and roll,
at
as
him.
Mark Cohn says in his great
Not
song,
a
Walking
blink.
in Memphis, there's a pretty little thing
Nothing.
waiting for the king down in the jungle room.
But he had gone on like that for a while. They never show the damn full
We've
video.
heard the saying that what the mind believes, the mind achieves. So do you believe in hypnosis? We are about to put it to the test. Leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away, the king of rock and roll. And as Mark Cohn says in his great song, Walking in Memphis, there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in...
Then this is when a real hypnotist came on.
Cross on your laps and just begin to relax and just listen to each and every word I say, okay? Now, from this point forward, all I want you to do is just relax in your chair, put your back in the chair and just relax. Now, what I'd like you to do is find a light in the ceiling for me and begin to stare at the light. And I want you to understand, when you find a light somewhere in the room,
It doesn't work for the other woman.
and I
Just
understand
out.
the more you stare, the more tired you become and the more you will relax. I want you to just block out any thought processes and sounds and just begin to stare at the light. And of course, if you have to close your eyes, I'm going to
Almost
simply
like
invite
he's
you to take
easily
breaths in with
susceptible
me.
to it.
Understand every breath you take and every word I say. And out and just relax.
We're going to let Richard continue his work through the commercial break.
Moments, but not yet. Eyes open, fully alert. Welcome back, everybody.
Do you not remember this, Al or Natalie?
I don't. I remember some pressure, but I didn't connect it with my shoe. Wait, where's my wallet?
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You guys everybody okay?
We're okay.
Go on with the show?
All good.
I wish they didn't clip and edit it, because then the real, like, the unedited one is better. It's weird. It's weird. Okay. Then we have the Wendy Williams one. Now, it is said, and I know I don't want to go on the medical ones, but I have an issue with this one because it is said that Wendy collapsed from heat exhaustion, but there was a lot of events actually that took place this day, and it seemed like this could have been used as a distraction to pull away from the events happening on the news. And it was the way she went down is weird.
So, Wendy Williams is known for being very eccentric. However, on the Halloween special of her show in 2017, things did get really scary. She was talking to the audience and walking around as usual. She was dressed in her Statue of Liberty Halloween costume. That was when all of a sudden a strange look appeared on her face. She then put her arms up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden she then fell down and fainted. Staff instantly ran on to help her out, and the whole audience was very scared. Later on, she said she simply was dehydrated and that's why she fainted. But some people simply did not buy this. It seemed like something affected her brain by the way she looked. And also she appeared to reach for her brain as if something was going wrong in her mind.
That's what it was, is that in the clip, like, she's like, hi, like, and then she fades out, and then she goes to reach for her head, and then boom. And she says, oh, I was going to fix my crown. But I don't know about that.
So panicked, this could have been an MK Ultra mind control glitch. And while TV studios do have very hot lights, she does drink a lot of water while on set. And also they have a lot of ventilation and fans too, so some didn't buy her dehydration story. What do you guys think after watching the video?
Our first caress.
Next up.
You see what I'm saying? And now if it was genuine, health, then, it's horrible, and I wish her the best. But it was just, like I said, there were other things going on in the news. And if you don't think that they pull political stunts to distract you from what's taking place, don't forget, Donald Rumsfeld came out and said that there's trillions of dollars unaccounted for on September 10th, 2001. September 11th, 2001, we all know what happened. Please don't say that, G Raider. Please don't say that. And the buildings that kept all of the money, the paperwork for the trillions of dollars that went unaccounted for, we're gone. Oh yeah, we'll get into the Katy Perry glitch too, Amy. It is very similar to the Katy Perry glitch. It may have been Harlot. It was just weird because then after commercial break, she was back and she was fine and da-da-da-da-da. And it's, I don't know. It was always almost as if something like a buzzing sound came on in her head or something. And she was like, you know.
Up is Cardi B.
Oh, Cardi B. This one's weird.
So Cardi B is another celebrity who's known for being a bit wacky. She often says very funny and surprising things. But during one red carpet interview, she was weird even by her standards. And this caused some to say she was having an MK Ultra mind control glitch. She's simply doing a regular red carpet interview as normal. But then she does a That's So Raven style pause right in the middle of her interview. You can then actually hear a voice in the background saying that's good if you listen closely. Some say the man's voice saying that's good is Cardi B's handler. In this theory, the handler is basically the person who's in charge of the controlled celebrity. Not only that, as soon as she glitches out...
Remember I told you there is usually times a handler. And so a handler is somebody who, allegedly, when you are under that type of mind control, you have to have a handler. Somebody kind of like the hypnotist. Somebody who knows to say a certain word to make you kind of like snap out, and then say a certain word that can make you snap in. And so a lot of times when there are these incidences happening, you'll see someone standing nearby, like that girl right in the back of Cardi, who can be seen like saying a certain, like saying something. And then as soon as they say it, the person snaps back into it. So it's really interesting. Well, Harlot, and here's the thing, and that's a great question. What would be the point of having these guys under mind control? I'll explain to you. It's actually not a very far out there concept. So the reason that they'd want, everything is mainstream media. Everything is, when they want a certain agenda pushed, you go to Hollywood. Hollywood takes the lead. And these people are puppets. If you haven't heard the saying, I sold my soul to the devil, it all intertwines to that. That, yes, they're physical vessels, they're people, but they no longer have control over their consciousness. Why? Well, because it's to push whatever narrative they want. If Cardi B puts out, and Taylor Swift and all the Britney Spears, all these people turn around and they say, you know what, this is what I'm into, and I'm releasing music, and if you think music isn't hypnotic, music isn't mind control, it 100% is. Repetition is the best form of mind control. Repetition is the best form of mind control. There are certain sounds, certain frequencies, certain tunes that literally can control and affect our minds. Now, I think that they take a top group of celebrities, very popular, when they want to push a certain narrative, when they want to go in a certain direction. And it depends on which theory you go down, but there's very deep theories that it kind of goes along with the I sold my soul for this industry, where selling your soul in today's society means you're handing over your consciousness. Yes, you will be rich. Yes, you will be famous. You will be praised. You will be loved. Yet we control you. You could be yourself, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, someone says a word and you're gone. And again, this stuff happened. Now, whether it's happening to Cardi B or Britney Spears, that's a different opinion. But do not be mistaken, MK Ultra was a very real project. And so it's they're the shadow government's puppets. Because unfortunately, the mass of people follow Hollywood. The new thing is Ozempic. We're all taking Ozempic. Oh, look at this person. Look at that. Look at Oprah. Look at this. When they want you to do something, they push that agenda. We're anti-Trump. Well, we're going to have these celebrities come out and specifically say this, and a lot of people are going to follow just because they admire that celebrity. And what's crazy is that there's been a lot of celebrities who have spoken out about it. Who have spoken out about, if you guys want to get into the cloning of celebrities, because that's a very real thing too. And there's been a lot. You guys remember Tila Tequila from MTV? She had a lot to say about being cloned. What's his name? They say that it's a different Kanye West. They say, oh, what's his name? What's his name? The hilarious comedian. I forgot his name though. They say that's a clone. Hey, baseball mom. And yeah, shot of love, Meg. Yep. There's been a lot of celebrities who have spoken out about Clonade. Not Kevin Hart, the one from, oh my God, why am I drawing such a blank? Con Air. Not Cat Williams, but Dave Chappelle. Thank you, Violet. Dave Chappelle. But, we could talk about, the Cat Williams interview too, because he spoke a lot about all of this type of stuff.
Basically the person who's in charge of the controlled celebrity. Not only that, as soon as she glitches out, 2 of her family members look over at her. Then as soon as they look over, she returns to normal and they look away again. This whole scene is very strange and you have to watch it back a few times to really get what's going on. Cardi B is a very fast rising and influential celeb, but it's very rare we see someone get into an MK Ultra glitch and snap out of it so quickly.
What was that?
Next up is Draymond Green.
Did you see that? She's like, I'm really, really excited. I don't know what's coming over me. And then boop. Like just blank stare and like wobble. And then she snaps back into it. Maybe she's nervous. Maybe absolutely. Maybe she's nervous. Maybe there is a total logical explanation. Maybe there's something deeper going on. See, here's the issue that I run into. Again, just because I cover all of these does not mean that, oh yeah, I 100% believe that they're glitching out. No, I'll cover and discuss it because it's a conspiracy theory out there. And I enjoy going through it. But the issue I come across is I have done a lot of research into MK Ultra itself and these CIA projects. A lot of documents have been leaked and available to go through, and it is happening. It's happened back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. We're now in 2024. What do you think's happening today that we don't know about? It's 100% happening. So that's where I do get hung up a little bit, because I know that these things occur. And so I don't shake anything off as being ludicrous and out there and ridiculous, despite how it sounds. That's their point, is they want you to roll your eyes and say, oh, you're just a tinfoil hatter. Oh, you're just so ridiculous. Did you know it was the government who coined the term conspiracy theorist? To make you look crazy. So I I know these things are happening. I know these things are possible. But I don't just jump to conclusions and say, yep, that's what this is. It's very possible that 9 out of 10 of these, there's a logical explanation. But even if one of them there isn't, it still proves the point.
This one will appeal to any fans of the NBA. One day during a press conference, a player...
Did you know they cloned a baby? Let me ask you guys that. Were you aware Clonade cloned successfully a baby? That's something that you would expect to see on mainstream news, right? Remember the sheep? The first cloned sheep? How isn't that everywhere? Majority of people don't even know that happened. They came out, they held a press conference, and they successfully cloned a human baby. Why didn't you see that on CNN, NBC, ABC? Ask yourself that. You would think that that would be all over. Breaking. We have cloned a human baby and it was successfully delivered. Wow. Majority of people have no idea that that's going on because they will not put that on mainstream media. No, they didn't fail, Elena. That's the thing. They came out once the baby was successfully born. They cloned it at like the embryo stage, implanted it in the mother. The mother went full term, delivered it. Baby's born. They said they were, I think it was a girl, but they said they were going to wait to give details because they want to respect the family's privacy. And then nada. I played the press conference, Harlot, all the way back at the beginning of my channel. I'll see if I could find it again. But I'm telling you, all of footage that once was easily accessible, I can't find as easily anymore. Yeah, they're cloning food.
was being interviewed. But over to the player's right is Draymond Green. He's a fellow basketball player who wasn't being asked any questions. However, despite his teammate being the one talking, all eyes were on him while this was on TV. As you can see, Draymond Green is totally frozen and does not move whatsoever. He just stares into one spot and does not blink this entire time. Some say just because he didn't blink for so long, that's purely unnatural. And seeing as he is a big celebrity, maybe he's being controlled by MKUltra. Do you think this is mind control, or is he just having a flashback to his days in Nam? I'm just kidding, but seriously, what do you think's going on?
Another time, you know, this is something consistently we see with these celebrities is they'll zone out. They zone out and it looks as though they dissociate. Let me see if I could find the clip, Harlot, on this live. I'll try to see if I can find it. Because then I didn't hear anything. It might be, to be fair, like I didn't continue looking for it. But after that, they never like held another press conference. We never heard any more about it. I think you're right. I think it is Eve. That sounds familiar. So you might be referring to what I'm referring to. I think, yes, Adam and Eve. Yes, because it was a girl and they went with Eve, right? Yes, I think you're right, Amy. I'm going to see if I could find that. No, Dolly was the sheep, Harlot. Dolly was the first cloned sheep.
Going on here? Many say Draymond Green really is being mind controlled here. But after watching the video, let me know what you think.
Look, they fast 400 times speed.
Next up is Amanda Bynes.
Oh.
So we all know.
See, I don't. All right. With Amanda Bynes, I don't think I'm more prone to believe with Amanda Bynes, this is the result of children in Hollywood. And I think it's really sad what's going on with Amanda Bynes. And I think this is a product of what happens, similar to Michael Jackson. When you take a child and put them in the industry and you deprive them of their childhood and you force them to work, and a lot of time, I'm not saying all, but a lot of times the parents are exploiting children, and that they didn't get the normal upbringing. I think Amanda Bynes is not a glitch versus the product of what happens when you put children at a young age into the industry and they grow up in Hollywood. And it's really, really sad. And I think that this needs to be spoken about more because this generation is experiencing that with family vloggers. I am anti family vloggers. You don't have to agree with me, but I think it's extremely messed up that children cannot consent. Children cannot give consent. If I asked my child right now, do you want a YouTube channel? She would say 100% yes. She can't make that decision because she doesn't understand the ramifications and the consequences of those choices long term. Their brains cannot process that this is out on the internet forever. Their brains cannot process that there are very evil people in this world who are viewing these videos in the wrong way. It's very scary, and I do not think that should be allowed personally. And I think the children in these family vloggers are going to do are similar to Amanda Bynes and what she's going through, and Lindsay Lohan, all these children who grew up in Hollywood. The children on YouTube and in these huge family vloggers with millions of subscribers, it's going to be the same thing. I think it's exploitative, and I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong to do. So I'm just going to skip over Amanda Bynes because, again, I don't think that that's a glitch. I think that that's mental health issues, specifically from the childhood in Hollywood and growing up in that type of lifestyle. Up, we have another Mark Zuckerberg.
So recently, Facebook's been getting a ton of coverage in the news. And if there's one man all eyes are on, it's the CEO and founder of Facebook,
Oh, we
Mark
watched
Zuckerberg.
this one already. This one is where he says he used to be human. Then I see the next one is Bruce Willis, which I'm also going to skip over again too, because I think this was pre-diagnosis and he's going through medical issues as well. And so that would be most likely whatever was causing this clip that they're about to show. This is Beyonce. We showed Beyonce already. Oh my God. And this is Winona Ryder. And you know what? I don't consider this clip. I'll play this clip, but I don't consider I found the group that supposedly cloned humans was formed by a religious cult. By 2004, they claimed 14 clones after Eve's, but never let anyone do any independent tests. That's weird. Was it Clonaid? I'm still going to search for the clip because I want to see what the name of it was. The clip I remember was literally like a press conference setting. Like they came and they all stood at the podium and it was like 6 of them and they had doctors and stuff. And it was a woman speaking in front of all these people and just announced the successful delivery of the first cloned baby. And I think it was Clonade, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's why I want to find it. I want to find the clip. Now, why Winona Ryder? I don't think that this is a glitch. This is when Stranger Things won, and I adore Winona Ryder, but she's another one. She's another one who grew up in this industry and was deprived of a childhood, and I'm sorry, but of course there's going to be issues. Of course there's going to be issues, but I just think she was being expressive and silly. And actually, if you don't know anything about Winona Ryder, she had taken a break from filming and she had went back for Stranger Things. She had taken a hiatus and she has a lot of social anxiety. And so I know that about her specifically, and she probably felt uncomfortable being up on the stage. And when you feel uncomfortable, you may do strange facial expressions. So I don't think this was a glitch versus just being silly and uncomfortable. Hi, Ashley. So I'll show it, but I don't think it's a glitch or anything.
So Winona Ryder is famous for many, many roles in TV shows and movies. However, most recently, she got success in the very popular Stranger Things. She plays Joyce Spires in the hit series, and she was praised for her role. But when Stranger Things won a SAG award, David Harbour went up and did an amazing speech. However, all eyes were on Winona Ryder and her facial expressions. She appeared to be expressing every emotion at once. She was happy, sad, confused, worried, and just about every other emotion you could possibly think of. On Twitter at first, people were simply laughing and thinking she was acting goofy. It is an award show, so perhaps she had been having too much to drink. But then some people said she may actually be having a mind control glitch. Seeing as she's been a massive Hollywood star for so long, perhaps she does have a handler and is being mind controlled. Maybe here she was simply glitching out and feeling all these different emotions and facial expressions. It does seem to be a trend when people glitch out to show a strange expression on their face. But do you think Winona Ryder was just overjoyed by this award, or was she being mind controlled here? Leave a comment letting me know your thoughts.
You who take your craft seriously and earnestly believe, like me, that great acting can change the world is a call to arms from our fellow craftsmen and women to go deeper and through our art to battle against fear, self-centeredness, and exclusivity of our
Check out the
I think she's adorable. She's adorable. Now, if you want to talk about Will Smith, the organization was called Clonade, and it was formed by a religious cult called the Raelians. They announced religious command from aliens, told them to go forward with cloning humans. Oh, dear Lord. About 3 months after Dolly was born in 1997. That's so weird. That's what I'm saying. So we never heard anything else about it. And it's like, well, what happened? Was it like, there was a press conference. So like, did they have to prove anything for that press conference? Like, where is that baby? Does that baby exist? No, I didn't meet foot. Can you send it again? But I just think Winona was just being Winona. But Will Smith, I'll be honest, Clonade CEO Bridget Bosselier at a December 2002 news conference in Florida claimed the company had delivered the world's first human clone, a baby girl named Eve. That's it. Okay, so maybe with that information I can find the clip. Hold on. But with Will Smith, I'm going to tell you what I think Will Smith is, and I'm not going to hold back. That's what happens when you lose core family values. I'm going to be careful. Jada has cheated on him many times, treated him like absolute shit. I'm not saying he didn't cheat on her. I don't know. But this is something she acknowledged. I am pro family values. And core family should be at the center of everything. We live in a society today where they're trying to brainwash you to believe opposite. You don't need no man. Woman, you don't need no man, which let me be clear. You don't, if you don't want to, that's fine. But they've brainwashed. We're supposed to be women, and women are very different than men. That's a good thing. Everyone who's fighting for We're the same. No, we're not. Women, and this is just my opinion, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. Men are very different, and that's a beautiful thing. We're made to be different. We have different abilities, we have different strengths and different weaknesses. But in today's society, what are our children listening to? WAP, right? You don't need no man. Just cheat. No. And I think Will is the product of today's society, of a man who loves his wife, but his wife is a woman of today's society that has no core family values, that cheats on him, has destroyed his emotion and his heart, and he's a broken man. That doesn't excuse, that doesn't justify, that doesn't minimize. But our society today is very warped. There is nothing wrong with a stay-at-home wife and taking care of your kids. That is the hardest job. That is one of the hardest jobs you can do. And it's an amazing thing. If you have the ability to be home as a woman and raise your kids and cook for your husband and take care of that home, that is a good thing. But they've convinced you that that should be looked down upon. That that's not cool. You don't want to be a housewife. I'm sorry. Why wouldn't I want to take care of my man and children? What? We've taken women, beautiful women, and we've turned it into WAP. And then us women go around bitching and saying, I can't find a good man. But you're not a good woman. You want to be able to do whatever you want to do, offer nothing, that all of the beautiful things that women have to offer, and then be surprised that you can't find a good man. Sorry, doesn't work like that. If you want to find a good man, you got to be a good woman. And I don't define a good woman as any one specific thing. I'm just saying today's I don't agree with the time we live in right now. I really don't. I think all of these songs about, I don't like it at all. Hi, Heather. Well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous because why? Listen, and it's not for everybody. Well, listen, there's, yes, equality. Okay, here. This is where I get hung up, because there is a difference between, do you know why men had the right to vote and women didn't have a right to vote? I hear a lot of women who argued this a lot. We didn't have the right to vote. Do you want to know why? Women didn't go to war. Men did. Okay? And I'm not saying that, of course, now we've evolved and women have the right to vote, and that's great. But are we not going to acknowledge that women didn't have the right to vote because women did not get drafted? Women did not have to go to war. The men did. Simple as that. The problem is that you want equal pay, but not to do, which is fine. If you're doing the same job and you went to the same amount of years of school and everything like that, then that's fine. I'm all about equality like that. If you don't want to get married and you want to go out and do this X, Y, and Z, go for it. Equality. You have the right to vote, but guess what? If we want that, prepare to be drafted. Are you ladies ready to buckle up and ready to go to war? Well, it was a different time, but Harlot, but men had the right to vote because they were the ones who were going to war. They were the ones who were actually, it was a different time. But at that point, they didn't, why would, it wasn't just that, but why would they have women vote on something that they weren't even involved in? You know what I mean? And yet a lot is screamed about equality, yet a lot of women will get mad if the guy doesn't offer to pay for the first date. I've seen so many women on TikTok who will be like, this guy asked me to go 50-50 on the split the check on our first date. Oh, but you want equality, right? See, you don't get to just pick and choose equality. It happens with everything. That's my opinion. I think that a lot of women bitch and stomp their feet and they don't even know what they're talking about, in my opinion. And I don't think, if you choose to stay at home and take care of your kids and take care of your man and put dinner on the table and take care of that home, there is no shame in that. And that is a beautiful thing. And I think that men and women are very different and we offer very different things. And I don't want to be just like a man. I love being different. I love having my abilities and where I thrive, and they have their abilities and how they thrive. And I don't know when we got to a point where we wanted to be the same. We're not the same. We shouldn't be the same, because we have to come together to create humans. We have to come together, that not one of us can do it without the other. That's the whole point. You're two different that come together and be one. And I don't know why that's become a bad thing. But that's a different. So wait, there was a couple of things. I want to look at the clonate thing. I want to see the Katy Perry eye glitch. This is weird. Okay. Katy Perry, while on stage, glitched. Yeah, that's kind of where I stand, Harlot. That's a great way to explain it. Like, equal under the law, 100%. But I don't know what word to use. Like, we should all have the same rights. I don't disagree with that. But I don't want to, I don't know. It's a balancing act. And I like that we're different. That I think there's beauty in that, you know, and I don't want to be the man. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I feel like in today's society, I see a lot of girls bitching that, oh, it should be equal. It should be equal. It should be equal. And he asked to split the check. Oh, but wait, why wouldn't he? If you want that shit to be equal, no, you don't get to just pick and choose when you want it and when you don't. It's, and I don't blame any guy for not wanting to date women in today's society, because they're nasty. They're a bunch of Jada Pinkett Smiths. Sorry. Exactly. The differences complement each other. We have strengths and we have weaknesses, and you pick up where the other one like, that's just the beauty in it. And everyone's different though. And so you could be more of a masculine feminine. You could be more of a feminine masculine man. It's not black and white, but I don't know why we're aiming to become just like the same overall. I don't know. I don't vibe with that. There's a beauty in difference, but not when it's used against us, like taking away women's right to decide what they do with their own bodies because we bear children. And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Ooh, see, like that's a deeper one. But then do you not think the man has just as much of a say? Or do you think, ooh, see, like this is this is a sensitive topic. If we're talking about medical procedures, what if the man wanted to keep it and the woman doesn't? Does the man not have any say in it? What if the woman wants to keep it and the man doesn't want to keep it? Does he not have to pay child support? Like, it's a harder one. That's a harder one, and I see your point. And that goes in a little bit. I'm more talking about just overall, but I see your point, and those are very important topics and are deeper discussion. I agree, Amy. So Katy Perry was performing, and when she was on stage, her eye did something interesting. Her eye seemingly appeared to malfunction, is the best way I could put it. Her eye malfunctioned. And as her eye is malfunctioning, she takes her finger, which is very interesting. I want you to note this. She takes her finger and like taps on the side of her temple area. And when she does that, her eye kind of fixes. Now, is there a logical explanation for this? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. But I've never, if there was, I feel like it would be more of a common thing that I'd see before. I've never seen anything like this. Are you referring to the one, Botox Cutie Pie again? Are you referring to the one where she just drops? It is creepy, Elena. Yeah, it's very creepy. Okay, so here, I'll play it.
Don't worry, Katy Perry isn't actually an extraterrestrial. The pop star is clearing up the conspiracy theories about her viral eye glitch after sparking concern and confusion during her recent concert. The singer reveals that her wonky eye was just a performance stunt.
Which, I'm sorry if anybody argues with me that, oh, see, she cleared it up. No, I'm sorry. Do you think they're gonna just say, yep, I was glitching? No! That's like freaking Roswell when there's images of this crashed UFO, and then all of a sudden the next day they're like, it was a weather balloon, and everybody agrees it was a damn weather balloon. It wasn't a weather balloon. Of course they're gonna come out with their official narrative. So I don't give a crap that she says it was a performance stunt. What kind of performance is that? Hold on. Look, watch as my eye malfunctions. No! If anything, I thought her fake eyelash glue may have gotten a little tacky from the sweat, and it kind of stuck and fused when she closed her eye. To be fair, I don't know, Harlot. I don't know what song she was playing, but like she stopped and it was mid between the songs, and that's why she's frozen like that. And then she pulls the microphone out of her top and then starts the next song. So it was kind of like a pause moment between the songs. What's the first one? Are you talking about when she drops on stage, Amy? I know that one. But this, I was like, yo, maybe her eyelash glue became tacky from all the sweat, and when she closed her eye, it like sealed. You know what I mean? That's more logical than, oh, I was putting on a performance with my eye. Just one. No. I don't believe that. Look at this stuff.
Play. She posts on IG, welcoming all my hashtag flat earthers, space is fakers, birds aren't realers, sky isn't bluers, to come see my broken doll eye party trick IRL in Vegas next year. The show's set list is a fun roller coaster through memory lane, going all the way back.
And that's what it is, Harlot. It closes so perfectly without any scrunch. You don't see any wrinkle on her eyelid. Like, it just fuses. What is that? And the way she taps her temple, right? Like to like, yo, excuse me. Is this thing on? Excuse me. To like fix it. Dude, she has beautiful big eyes. I wish I had big eyes like that. but like her eye just completely seals, and then she like taps the temple like to reboot, like a reset, a hard reset on her eye. But if it was the glue, why not say the glue? She said it's a party trick. That ain't no party trick. Look. Look. Ah! What is that? Are you okay? She just ever so lightly taps on it.
The pop star is clearing up the conspiracy.
That's not. I mean, to be fair, her tits are soda cans. I'm just noticing. To be fair, I don't know. I was so focused on her eye, I didn't notice her tits are soda cans. So to be fair, maybe maybe she was going for like a robotic like element. I don't know. But I didn't notice that a second ago. Her tits are Pepsi. What is that? Pepsi and a Mountain Dew? What is that? And they're open. Wait, why are her boobies? Why are her boobies soda cans? How didn't I ever notice that before? Oh my God. Well, and that's the thing too, Harlot. It's very subtle, and in a huge arena of people, you wouldn't be able to see that eye. So who are you performing for? Who are you performing for? She's owned by Big Recycle. Oh my goodness. Her dress is soda cans crushed up. Wait a second. Wait a second. Look at her dress. Oh, that makes sense. Yep. Okay. Now I get it. Well, no, you know what? To be fair, no, I don't. I would be scared of that thing slicing my nipple off. Like, that is that sharp or is that just a prop? I don't know. But look, the soda cans are open. They went psh, they're opened. So I would be, are her breasts in the cans? I don't know. But that's dangerous, and I'm not looking to play with that. That was Austin Powers. The devil who shagged me or something. where she like shot fire out of her breasts. That wouldn't be comfortable. Her boob shot whipped cream though. Oh my God. See, and I understand it's all performance, but whatever happened to classy ladies? Come on, people. Okay. Let me see what's on this one. Maybe if this is the longer Al Roker clip, I want to see. Okay.
For 17 seconds without blinking.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away, the king of rock and roll. And as Mark Cohn says in his great song, Walking in Memphis, there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle.
Now notice how his co-host uses the phrase Holy Ghost just before he glitches.
Like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of
MK Ultra victims have certain triggers, usually a word or phrase implanted into their brain which can jump their behavior. For example, a mind-controlled victim brainwashed into becoming an assassin could be programmed to kill when a particular phrase is used, say a line from a politician's speech. The assassin could even do the killing but never actually remember it, and thus maintain their innocence with honest integrity.
And this is why there was Project MK Ultra. They were trying to experiment and figure out if we can master mind control. It's the White Rabbit, Becky P. If you can master mind control and get people to do things against their will, you just took down the enemy. You no longer need the best army in the world because you can control the enemy's mind. Well, that's not the bunny from Donnie Darko, but it's chasing the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. The white rabbit going down the rabbit hole.
Anderson Cooper responded to Roker's live broadcast.
He stood completely still with that look on his face for 17 seconds. But we actually do have an explanation for what was up with Al Roker. He says he just wanted to see how long he could hold the pose, and the director kind of egged him on. So it wasn't really a glitch in the Matrix after all, as I initially...
The director egged him on? Really? Really? No, I'm sorry. I don't believe. After seeing the segment with how easily Al got hypnotized, and I suggest you guys watch that full segment on your own, like unedited. Just watch the segment where Al gets hypnotized along with the actress from The Office and the woman to the right of him, his co-host. You could tell he has been under hypnosis before, and he was easily susceptible to it because he's been through it before. I'm not sure what this one is, but okay.
Filling in for news anchor Carol Costello on CNN. On December 28, 2015, she suddenly passed out while live on the air.
Hi, we have this new CNN.
Oh, okay. I'm not going through medical ones. Okay. Now this one is weird. Okay. This one is an astronaut who just got back to Earth. Now, I will tell you that the difference in gravity has serious impacts on your body. And when astronauts are in the ISS, the International Space Station, even though it's only in Earth's orbit still, they have to work out because the muscle mass, like you will lose all of your muscle mass because you're in less gravity. So I'm not 100% convinced that this is a glitch versus her body could have been seriously having impacts from going from one stage of gravity to another. Think about if you were floating in a pool for months, okay? And then you get up and you stand out. Have you ever like sat in a bath or a bathtub or a jacuzzi for a while, and then when you go and stand up, you're like, oh, I feel so heavy because you were just floating? That's what happens to these astronauts. And they have to be very careful when they come back down to Earth because it feels like a shit ton of weight on them. She, in this speech, collapses. And it is weird. And this one, I wouldn't consider it more of a glitch versus when I've done the moon landing hoax and conspiracies surrounding that. I would more categorize this along those lines. It's strange, it's peculiar, it's unusual. So we'll watch it, but I'm more along the lines of the impact and effects it has on the physical body.
Priest Definition Piper was making a speech upon her return to Earth. Suddenly she faints.
I figured that would never happen without the preparation we had training the team. And so I
She is revived and continues to speak only to faint again and be carried off stage.
And so I figured I could stand here, standing enough.
It is supposedly normal for astronauts to faint upon their return to Earth because their bodies are readjusting to gravity. However, what makes Piper's case really interesting is that during a spacewalk, she lost a bag of tools worth over $100,000. What was it that made her drop the tools? Did she simply forget to tether them properly? Or was it something she saw that made her freeze?
Now, if you guys want to go into hi ATS News, now if you guys want to go into a conspiracy live about the moon, any day, baby, any day, because there is a lot I could talk to you about the moon. But that is interesting to note that she had lost a bag of tools of $100,000 value. So it's not, oh, that's a drop in the bucket for NASA. But the point is what would make her during a spacewalk make an accident like that? Well, did she see something? Because if you want to talk about the astronauts returning from the Apollo mission, these men just walked on the moon. This was the biggest feat in history. Yet they were miserable. They were miserable. They were giving inconsistent statements. One of the astronauts said the stars were the most beautiful stars that you could ever see out there. The other astronaut, you couldn't see any stars. It was pitch black. You can't see any stars from the moon's surface. How is it that from the moon, these astronauts called Nixon in the Oval Office and had less of a delay back then than we have on StreamYard? People have worse of a delay. Does anyone remember that call? The astronauts call, yes, sir. How, and hello, Mr. President, how are you doing? We're doing great. We're very proud of you. Us Americans are looking down on here. This is a great moment in history. Without any delay. Yet, if you look at the specifics of the lunar module and the ship itself, it didn't have enough radio frequency and signals to even get to the moon and back, let alone with a 0-second delay. I have a lot of theories about the moon, but I would suggest that you watch channels like Bruce Sees All, Secure Team 10. But Bruce Sees All, what I love about the moon is that you don't have to rely on mainstream media to tell you. Because people like Bruce Sees All, he's a normal YouTuber who just has a very expensive telescope. And he live streams while zooming up to the moon's surface. And you actively watch as fleets of UFOs blast out of the craters. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You can see that there is an atmosphere on the moon. It appears that there's greenery on the moon. and there is 90-degree angles and structures on the moon and like piping. The moon is inhabited, or was at one time inhabited, and there are UFOs coming in and out of those craters left and right. Now, whether there are UFOs, that's another question. Then they wouldn't be UFOs. They would be identified, just not to us. There is a glitch of the moon that was caught and went viral. I don't know if anybody saw that, but zooming up to the moon, you literally see this line that goes over the moon as if it was like a hologram and just reset itself. Bella Bush, it's Bruce Sees All. He is the one who, he's just a normal YouTuber with a very high expensive telescope, and he live streams while he zooms in, and you watch these UFOs flying out of the craters and flying back into the craters. He shows you there's an atmosphere on the moon. He shows you the structures on the moon just by zooming in with like 1,000,000 times, and you can see it. Then there's Secure Team 10. I love Secure Team 10. And Secure Team 10 just goes over and discusses all of these videos and things like that. Yes, it was on live TV and it had a glitch, and this line goes over the moon as if it resets and it's a hologram.
On one of her earlier missions, the STS-115, there were a number of strange sightings. One was captured on video and reported. The other was in the reflection of astronaut Joseph R. Tanner's space helmet. It appears to be a vector-shaped UFO. It is very similar to the vector shape in the NASA logo. Is this something NASA knows about that they are trying to keep a secret from the public? Could Piper's fainting be from a flashback she had from the 2006 mission? Or was her fainting an attack by an MKUltra handler so she could not finish her speech? Would Piper have said something about what she saw in space to the public that went against the NASA's agenda? Later that year in 2009, the same year she lost the tool bag, she retired from NASA. While NASA and fellow crew members praised her as a stellar astronaut, they could simply be trying to smooth over the situation, make light of what was really seen in space.
And we could also do an ISS hoax, because the International Space Station that's floating around Earth's orbit, they have been caught numerous times faking things. It makes you ask yourself, it makes you wonder, why do the astronauts have to be on cords if they're floating around in no gravity? They have green screens. They've been caught. I've done lives about this. What are they hiding? Do you have any idea how much money goes to NASA every year? Do you believe, Chowder, that Earth is flat? For real? I love having the flat Earth discussion with people, and I'm not a flat earther, but I like hearing people's theories. And it's an interesting one. Now, I'm not a flat earther, but you know what I am? I'm more likely to believe of the inner Earth theory, Admiral Byrd, and what he recounted. And there's actually a lot of evidence that would show that the inner Earth theory is a very reasonable theory. We could absolutely, all right, we'll do a space one next Sunday for our next Conspiracy Live. We'll do the moon landing and the ISS glitches, because there's a lot, and all of that, because that's my favorite. I love that. Now, my theory, okay, do you have any idea how odd the moon is itself? Do you have any idea? the oddity is around the moon. Do you know that every other planet in the known universe that we can see, their moons are no larger than 13% of its planet size that it's orbiting? Our moon is almost a quarter of the size of our planet. The placement of the moon is extraordinary. Extraordinary. Our moon is perfect in size in comparison to the sun, that we have eclipses where at the certain point of the time every few years the moon lines so perfectly up with the sun that they both appear to be the same size in the sky. I believe, and if you've done a lot of research and listened to people like Linda Moulton Howe, David Wilkos, and all of the whistleblowers. Oh, I could do Antarctica too. All of the whistleblowers that have spoken out, very high ranking whistleblowers. I believe the moon is a celestial object that is hollow and it's placed there and it's been abandoned. Do you know how odd it is? The moon is rotating. The earth is rotating. The moon is rotating around Earth. And then the moon and Earth, as they're rotating, and the moon's rotating around Earth, are rotating and revolving around the sun. Yet, it is so perfectly lined and synced up that we never see the far side of the moon. Does that sound strange to you? Well, it's all right. Well, I'll have to get into all of that, little star, because there's a lot of theories with it. But we never see the far side of the moon. And I personally believe it's a celestial object that was placed there a long, long time ago. Don't think I'm crazy. You can think I'm crazy, but whatever. It was placed there a long, long time ago. And it was a viewing mechanism. It was a viewing place to view Earth and monitor and watch. And eventually it was abandoned. And when we went to the moon, I don't know if any of you guys have heard about the lost transcript and the lost radio signal with Neil Armstrong going down to NASA saying actually what he saw on the moon. A bunch of structures and towers. It was inhabited. Do you know how terrifying that must be to be the first people to go out there in outer space and to land on the moon, and it is evident that this had been inhabited? Thank you, Chowder. I love that. I'm obsessed. Thank you so much for the super chat, though. And I believe when you watch the news conference of these astronauts who just made history, who did the greatest feat of mankind, yet they look terrified. Almost as if they saw things they were not supposed to see, and they were told to not say a word about it. There has been people who have worked at NASA who have spoken out and said their specific job every time there's images of the moon that get released to the public, before it gets released, their job is to Photoshop out the structures, because there are structures on the moon. There are tall structures that you can determine just how high they are from the shadow it casts off. 90-degree angles. 90-degree angles are very uncommon to happen naturally. That is a man-made thing. And I think it was abandoned, and eventually when we went there, we took ownership and we utilized and we reverse engineered a lot of that technology. Ask yourself why we're not going back to the moon. Did you know that NASA conveniently said that the tapes that they had recorded with all of the data, the telemetry data, the exact way they got to the moon in the 60s, they accidentally recorded over? Don't believe me? I'll pull it up for next week. You're telling me the video that records all of the telemetry data that got you to the moon, you lost it? You're telling me the lunar module, which was made out of tinfoil, we cannot recreate that technology today? We cannot recreate that technology today? Yet then we also have astronauts at NASA now who say we just need to figure out how to get past the Van Allen radiation belts. Once we could build a ship that can withstand the massive radiation of the Van Allen radiation belts, we'll be able to get to the moon. Except we already did, supposedly. What do you mean we need to figure out how to withstand getting through the Van Allen radiation belts? When back in the 60s, in a tinfoil can, 3 astronauts apparently went there. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe we've been to the moon. But the footage that they released to the public, I don't believe that was the legitimate footage. Now, a lot of people think that it was just a hoax altogether and we haven't been there. No, I believe we've been there. I believe we're there now. It's just not publicly spoken about. I'll save all this for the moon live because there's a lot with the moon. There's a lot with the moon. Do you think so? Are you flat? Okay. So see, I'm not a flat earther, and here's one of the easiest things I could point to that debunks flat earth is don't rely on anybody else. Take your own telescope. When you look at any other celestial object in the sky, what shape is it? It's spherical. Why would every other celestial object in the sky be spherical, yet our planet isn't? You know what I mean? Unless you believe, it depends on what you believe. Some people believe that it's literally a hologram. Some people believe that it's a dome and we don't know what's on the other side of the firmament. It depends on what you believe. But I believe there is space, personally. But I respect all opinions. The ocean is terrifying. Do you know that we know more about space than we do about our own oceans? Do you know that Mars was once a habitable planet like Earth? Did you know Mars once had running water and trees? What happened to Mars? Mars had an atmosphere just like Earth. The way they describe it, Harlot, is if you went to the ocean and you took a Dixie cup, okay? Maybe like a red Solo cup, okay? And you walked over to the ocean and you took a scoop of ocean water in that red Solo cup and you studied what was in that red Solo cup, that is how much we know about our oceans. If you happen to catch it in that red Solo cup, that's what we know. We have no idea what is in our oceans. You want to talk about aliens and extraterrestrial species? We have no idea what's down there. We have studied just the same amount as going and scooping a red Solo cup of water out and studying what was in that red Solo cup. Are you kidding me? What's the likelihood that you're going to scoop up anything significant? That's how much we know about our oceans. I love Neil deGrasse Tyson, even though he's always anti the alien stuff, which I think it is absolutely ridiculous. We are in a constantly expanding universe. When people think alien, they think tall grays. No, an alien can be any type of organism down to bacteria or something very advanced beyond our race, beyond this human species, outside of Earth. That is what an extraterrestrial is. You think we live in a constantly expanding, infinite universe, and your brain cannot even comprehend what that means. A constantly expanding, infinite universe. Well, infinite goes on forever. How can it keep expanding? Exactly. Our brains can't even comprehend how tiny we are. We are a speck of sand in all of the beaches of the world combined. We are a speck of sand in this universe. Yet we want to believe that we're special. We're not. Now, if you want to get more into like a higher power and religious type, I totally understand, but I think that would go for the entire universe then, not just Earth. The Earth happens to be in the Goldilocks zone. If you don't know what the Goldilocks zone is that we are a perfect distance away from the sun to where it's habitable, it's livable, that Mercury actually is not the hottest planet. Venus is the hottest planet. Even though it's the second planet away from the sun, Mercury has an atmosphere though, so it protects itself from the sun. Venus does not. So Venus is not habitable. You would fry up in 2 seconds. Uranus, not habitable. It's freezing. Earth is in the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold. And it's habitable. You think we're the only habitable planet out there circling around its star? Mars was once habitable and it's been destroyed. Also, inside every galaxy, there is a black hole. We have no idea what is on the other side of a black hole. What we do know is time ceases to exist at the center of a black hole, and something would happen called spaghettification if you ever did go into a black hole, which means, let's say hypothetically, you could take the human body and drop them into a black hole from the feet first. You would be ripped and stretched apart down to cells. And when you get to the center of it, you would be in a state of Schrodinger's cat. Neither dead nor alive. Like you would just be, time doesn't exist. Time doesn't move. You would just sit in the middle of it. Now, the question is, what if you could get through the other side, though? What's on the other side? Well, the best theory that they have currently is the multiverse theory, which is exactly the event horizon, which is through every black hole on the other side opens up a whole new universe. And there's a black hole in the center of every galaxy in this universe, in this constantly expanding infinite universe. And so through every other black hole opens up a whole new universe. My brain blows even thinking about that. What'd you think, Elena? Was it amazing? Did you listen for the clicks when they were on Miller's Planet? Every click is a year on Earth that passed. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's just so accurate. That is time travel. Time travel is real. That movie accurately depicts time travel. It was so good, Elena. I love that movie. Watch Interstellar. If that type of stuff is fascinating to you, they did a phenomenal job with the movie Interstellar. And it explains to you how time travel is possible. Wasn't it amazing, Maria? Yep, she figured it out. It's awesome. I'm so interested. But all right, so we'll do our next conspiracy live, and we'll focus on the moon and the ISS and all things space related, which I love. I love it. But tomorrow for Members Only Monday, I'm going to be going over the new details that have come out regarding Idaho 4 and Kaylee's parents, their revelations of how Kaylee was found. And also Sarah Boone has a new letter. So tomorrow for Members Only Monday, we're going to be going over Sarah Boone's newest letter and the Idaho 4 updates. And then I think I'll be doing trivia on Tuesday, but we'll get back and do the next episode of Letitia also. Thank you, Elena. Elena just gifted memberships. Congratulations if you are a lucky recipient of one of them. Thank you so much, Elena. Her always not a banana. I love Looney Booney at it again. I know. I love it's Boone, man. It's Boone. Oh, and thank you again, Chowder. If the world were round, people in Australia would be upside down. Well, no, because of gravity. Gravity is that unseen force that is always pulling us to like the ground. And so it's not about, oh, will we be upside down? No, put it this way. We are blasting through the universe currently at over 100,000 miles per hour while rotating. Do you feel like we're in motion? No, it's science, bitch. It's awesome, and it's so intriguing, and it's so interesting. Elena just gifted another Thank you, Elena. You're so beyond generous. Thank you so much, and congratulations again for anybody who may have received a membership from Elena. Please make sure you say thank you to her. You're so beyond generous. Thank you, Elena. It's so interesting. It's relative. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything is relative. So you're in a plane, and that plane is blasting through the sky, yet you don't feel like you're in motion. Well, because you, relative to the plane, is not in motion. You are standing still in the plane or sitting still. But if somebody was standing on the ground relative to the plane and the plane is flying by, that's going like very fast speed. It's all relativity. You got to educate yourself on Einstein's theory of relativity. Because I started by watching kid videos because my brain couldn't understand it. There's also I remember the cartoon I watched was, imagine a boy on the back of like a semi truck throwing a ball. Now that ball he threw was 10 miles per hour, even though he's on the back of a semi going 40 miles per hour. But relative to a person standing on the side of the road, that semi is now going by at 40 miles per hour, plus that ball being thrown at 10 miles per hour. So that ball, relative to the person standing on the ground, is going much faster than the ball is going to the boy who's standing on the semi truck throwing it. It's all relativity. Elena, thank you, Elena. Oh my goodness. Everybody's getting memberships. Thank you, and congratulations again. You getting all those members for tomorrow's live. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you, Elena. You are the new Mama J. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Rob said, also, if the road was round, why are there so many road zones? Why wouldn't the world be created with the time zones going from one side to the other and stop instead of stopping in the middle, allegedly? I'm not sure if I understand and it's probably me. I'm just not understanding what you're saying. But if you're asking, like, why isn't the road round? Well, you have to understand, like, why you wouldn't see the curvature of the earth. You have to understand just how massive the earth is. And so you're not going to see a curve with the huge amount of planet we're dealing with. It's like taking a little cue ball and making the tiniest little, like from pool, and making the tiniest little divot in it. And when you run your finger over it, you're actually not going to feel that divot because it's so smooth and it's big. Yet only if you zoom up really close could you see actually no, it dips there. So it's all relative to like the size of everything. Elena, oh my goodness, thank you again. Congratulations for anybody who received. Elena's making it rain on everybody. Thank you so much. Wow. And make sure you guys are here for tomorrow. It's Members Only Monday. We do Members Only Monday every Monday, clearly. And so thank you so much, Elena. And that is awesome. And so I want you guys to be here and partake. Like I said, we're going to do Idaho updates and the Sarah Boone letter. And I'm really excited. I don't. Sarah Boone's a parched biatch, but we got that spigot in the emojis. Member emojis? Yes, if you're a member now, there's that spigot emoji, and that's a Boone emoji. That's because she drank from the spigot in the body cam footage. Okay, forgets and chickles, I'll check. I will check. But I love talking about this type of stuff, and so I'm glad that, you know, there's some of you who are interested in it also. And I'm so excited now that we're going to do a moon conspiracy live because that's my most favorite. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Elena, for gifting memberships. And Starlight Angel had gifted memberships earlier. You guys are awesome. And just put your tinfoil hats on. Like I said, the point of these lives isn't to walk away and, oh, I convinced you of anything. I don't necessarily believe all of the conspiracies I cover. I just like discussing them, and I think it's good to like question things and put your mind out there. But I really want to blow your mind with the moon stuff. So I will make sure to be very prepared for that one, and I will get everything I can to show you what's really going on. So thank you all so much. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I will see you tomorrow for Members Only Monday. So I look forward to it. So hit the thumbs up on your way out and have a good night, guys.